All right, so I had an idea of I'm starting these licensing libraries again, heavy, because that's what's been selling for me. So I want to do the multi-amp thing. I can't do it in this my room. My room where my cabinet is just small. My two cabinets are right next to each other. It's fine for cleans. It's fine for, like little edge of breakup if I wanted that for doubles or two amps at one time, but it's not. I can't have like a Mark V and like a Marshall cranked in that room. There's too much crosstalk. And it's just too murky, and it softens the pick attack because it's just, the frequencies from one cab are coming over. And so I had an idea for like, I'll track a DI and then I can do reamp. That didn't work. Nothing worked. So I thought, all right, hold on. Hold the phone. I've sold everything this week that I put up for sale except for the dang Axe Effects. And I've been thinking like, all right, let me just... so my buddy says these are the settings that he does with Axe Effects. He goes into the power amp or the preamp, and tube hardness. It's not 750. It's 7.5. Boom. Power amp. He brings the negative feedback up a little bit. In the power supply section, he turns up the sag a little bit and drops the variac. And I messed with those things, and I got it kind of like a little sweet spot. Nothing extreme though. I didn't like any of them when they got too extreme. Just little, but it's nice. So what I did was I took my primary kind of template setup for rock, and what I did was I brought in just a Brit 800 high, and I went in and did all those settings in the whatever power amp, negative feedback up, and in the preamp, or where is it, power section, yeah, sag down a little bit, variac up a little bit, or sag up, whatever I said. And it did sound cool. But the other thing I was thinking about was this thing with the cab. So I've got a couple of concepts here that are all in this like template cab thing. And lately I've just been using them all, and I'm like, I think it's just too much, and it is. So these are two cabs, the Uber Legacy and the Fractal Greenback. I muted them. I liked it better. So I've got LTTV7 in the first slot, and then I've got this Own Hammer Recto. So if I kill the Own Hammer, and I'm using that 808, just a little bit of, just crack the gain. So here is, with just the Leon Todd TV Mix 7. He loves, and I see why he loves this. And then the Own Hammer Recto, which is nice too. And when I combine these, I like this. When I combine these, I like this. Yeah, the Own Hammer a little under. But with the other ones, it got a little soft and a little mushy. So anyway, here is my JL Mono JCM 800 with the Maxon 808 just cracked. Maybe a little bright. I'm not going to worry about it. But now I'm going to turn this on, and now what I've got here is let me kill the Axe Effects. This is my Mark V in channel 2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm getting on this thing. I've been mainly getting guitar sounds with this. Not necessarily tracking, but getting sounds, because remember the cabinet's right there, and like the movie says, it's going to get loud. It gets It's not like it's not blazing your head off in here, but it is a little, it's loud for like getting guitar sounds. So now, and these are the X50 Audio Technicas. They've got pretty good rejection. It's like comfortable. So here we go. So now I'm just listening on the headphones to the Mark. God, that's great. And now I'm just listening to the Axe effects. So I'm not trying to get the ultimate sound right now. I'm trying to see if this is going to work. So now, if I was to come here, I think I already tested this. Yeah, I wrote it in there, but we'll do it. Now, remember, and I've got the two microphones coming off the cabinet with the vintage 30s bussing to here. There's a little bit of movement going on here, but you'll get the gist of it. Check it out. So now you'll see this is my Mark V left. This is my Axe Effects left. They're centered right now, but they will be left. So now I'm going to do the tick-tick. Watch. Right? And now what I'm going to do is open them up. We're going to look at them. Look at that. Perfect. They both go up. Look at that. Now, if I set this top thing to samples, and you could do this in whatever DAW you use. So I go from the peak transient of the Mark V to the peak transient of the Axe Effects, and it is 90 samples. So if I was to say set a time adjuster onto the Mark V and move it back 90 samples, it should be pretty damn accurate with this Axe Effects. So we're going to do this. Stay with me. We're going to come here and we're going to open up time adjuster. We're going to open up time adjuster. We're going to set this to 90. And then we're going to drag it down here onto this. What we're going to do is deinstantiate it. It's there. It's a placeholder. But I don't want the session going through it while we're testing all of this. Okay? So now, what I'm going to try to do is do like 4 tracks, right? Like 2 performances with 2 amps on each side. The thing I don't like doing is doing 4 performances for 2 amps on each side. It's not as tight. And keep in mind I don't know how tight my playing is right now, but yeah, I can hear a little that 90. I can hear the samples. So we're going to try this, okay? Who's into this? Do you understand what we're doing? If you have any questions, just put them down there. So now we're doing the left side, which right now is just panned. Oh. Except we're muting the speakers in here. So I can hear a little phase. But now if we come here, let's listen to them. No time adjuster. Yeah, it's a little like a can. But if I open up this, which now throws this back 90 samples, let's listen to it. There's a little clash of frequencies, but I think this is going to work. So now we come here and we just duplicate this. So get it. 4 amps going basically, left and there. So that's already left. This is going to be now. I mean, that's already right. So here's left. So now you're going to hear Mark V and Axe Effects on the left, but no time adjuster on it because I don't want that running while I'm tracking. And there you go. Let's see what happens. Stay with me. If this works, it changes some of the game for me. So now, stay with me. So now I've got my 2 time adjusters on my 2 tracks for the mark, and it's knocking them back 90 samples, which when I did the tick, that's what it said. So now this should be good. So we're going to set a loop, and what I'm going to do is just play the mark for a second. So here is mark in channel 2. Get some sound on it here, because now the amp is bypassed. Now we're going to listen to a little Axe effects. Axe effects sounds really nice. Simplifying it. That was nice. Wow. Okay. Mark. A little hollow spot. This is great. So now I'm going to do a little blending. So watch. Green here is the mark. Axe effects. We'll give it a funky color so you can see it. We'll give it something dynamic. Yeah, there you go, like a purpley color. Okay, you see it? There it is. So Axe effects is kind of like wine red right there. So we're going to start with just mark, and then we're going to blend them. So again, this is 4 amps going on, 2 performances. So you can hear there's a little buildup in here. And this is the thing I've always found with blending amps. I never blend them evenly. Cleans I will, but heavies I've always got to have a dominant one. It's just too much intensity. It's just clashy. It's the clashy clash. So let's cut lows here a little bit on this Axe effects. We're going to start back listening to the 5 and bring it in now. Bring it in now. Oh, bring it in now. And then when I take out Axe effects, it loses that dimension. So look at Axe effects getting turned on and off on the mute. So it starts with it both amps on. Go the other way now. Turn the mark down, turn up Axe effects. It's leaner. But now I wouldn't probably do such a low cut because I'm making it primary. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. Yeah, so I mean, for me, I hear it with the Mark dominant and with the Marshall lower. So, and that's it. So the polarity's spot on. The phase is absolutely sample accurate. By throwing this back 90 samples, the whole thing would be brighter. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not, and again, I'm not tripping out on exactly how I want it to sound. I just want to hear that it works. And the Axe-Fx is working good as a Marshall. And then take Axe-Fx out. It's hollower and it's kind of there's a little bit of that pasty thing on the Mesas, but it sounds cool and I like it. This is the ultimate blend. This is the ultimate blend ever, is Marshall and Mesa. It's probably the ultimate blend is JCM 800 and rectifier. It's like welcome to like 90s and 2000s, but this is it. This is it. So here's the Mark without the Axe-Fx. You hear the hollowness, and then listen to the Axe-Fx Marshall. More, it's got all the, it's got everything that the Mark doesn't have. The Mark's like, and the Axe Marshall is like, together. All right, so yeah, and the reason this. So I've been looking at that dang Soldano X88IR. It sounds cool. I just don't know if that sound would drive me crazy after a while. I've never been the biggest fan of Soldanos. I've had probably 10 of them in my studio. I had George Lynch's snakeskin one in North Hollywood after that second shootout. My friend, he had it. He was repairing it or teching it, and he brought it over and he left it. And it's cool, but the Soldano thing it's got that kind of wet, that mid-range. Those guys love that. It's not so much my thing. So I think if I bought that, I'd be like, oh, this is awesome. And 2 days later, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't listen to this anymore. I just can't take it. I just can't take it. So I think this is going to be my solution, is to get better at getting good rock sounds out of the Axe-Fx and using this as whatever second amp. So if the primary is the rectifier, then this would be whatever the secondary, or if the primary was the Sir PT, then this would be the secondary, or vice versa. Like if I get a sound with this, if this is really what I want, then I can use one of the amps as the secondary and I can track it alone. And again, I tried to do the DI and reamp, and it just created too much weird phase. And I had it as perfect as I could get it. On paper, and visually, like it was on, but it sounded like the track was like slipping, like this light flanging. And I made the video, and I'm like, I put an hour and a half into it. I'm like, and then I'm listening, and it's bothering me, and I'm like, I'm continuing, and then I'm bouncing out the video, and then I'm listening, and I'm like, all right, I can't put this out because this is false pretense. And if somebody was young and they were new to this and they didn't have that thing, then I wouldn't want anybody to like go, oh, well, James says this will work, I'm going to do this. And then they do it. And then clients are like, yeah, guitars sound like there's a phaser on them. It's like, all right, I'm hunting down Lugo. So we got to always be on the up and up. You got to keep it humble, and you got to be willing to just stop, back out, and start again. So here you go. So this is just Mark V. Kind of like right there, right? And this is before it gets that where it's just too much. But again, then this could be grouped together and then sculpted as like a single unit. This is a situation where the more I do, the worse it gets. You know what? This is the end of the video. It works. I don't know what the heck's going on right now, though. My brain is hurting. I'm tired. Oh, man. Okay. So keep in mind, kind of, the rock thing is dead. But if you're a guitar dude, you're a rock guitar dude, and you're like driving down the street and the radio was on, and that came on, you'd be like, it was like, it's just the new Cardi B. You're like, what? Anyway, it works. So there you have it. That's one way to do it. Oh, Lord, help me.